Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a young man named Luca. He was 25, kind-hearted, and full of dreams. But his mind was never quiet. Every morning, as the sun rose over the hills, Luca woke up already tired. His thoughts ran faster than the wind. Worries about what people thought of him, regrets about what he could have done differently, and fears about what might go wrong next. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't stop overthinking. It was as if his own mind was a storm he couldn't escape. He often sat by the river that flowed through his village, watching the ripples move endlessly. He wondered why he couldn't be like the water, calm, steady, and at peace with its journey. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. His friends started new jobs, traveled, laughed, and lived freely. But Luca felt stuck, trapped inside his own head. One evening, as he wandered through the quiet streets, an old farmer called out to him. The man said, "You carry too many clouds in your mind, young one. There's a teacher who lives high in the mountain village beyond the forest. They say he helps people clear the storms inside." Luca listened carefully. Something inside him, a small voice that had been silent for a long time, whispered, "Maybe this is what I've been looking for." So, the next morning, without telling anyone, he packed a small bag and began his journey. The path to the mountain was long and steep. He crossed wooden bridges, climbed rocky trails, and spent nights beneath a sky full of stars. Along the way, he met travelers who carried laughter, silence, or stories heavier than his own. Each encounter taught him something, that everyone, in some way, was walking toward peace. After 3 days, Luca reached the mountain village. It was quiet, only the sound of wind through the trees and birds singing in the distance. He found the teacher sitting under a large tree, surrounded by children who were listening carefully. The teacher was old, with eyes that seemed to see right through the noise of the world. When the children left, Luca bowed respectfully and said, "Master, my mind is full of thoughts I can't control. I want peace, but I don't know how to find it." The teacher smiled softly. "Sit," he said. "Look at the mountain in front of you." "What do you see?" Luca looked up. "I see rocks, trees, clouds, and snow at the top." The teacher nodded. "And what do you not see?" Luca frowned. I don't know." The teacher replied, "You don't see the mountain growing. You don't see the earth moving beneath it. Yet both things are happening, quietly, without your attention. That's how peace works. It doesn't shout. It grows in silence." For days, Luca stayed in the village, learning from the teacher. He learned to sit still and listen, not to the noise of his thoughts, but to the spaces between them. He learned to breathe slowly and to let go of what he couldn't control. At first, it was hard. His thoughts came back again and again, loud, impatient, and familiar. But slowly, something changed. The more he watched them without fighting, the quieter they became. One morning, as he sat beneath the same tree, he realized the storm had passed. His thoughts still came and went, but now they felt like passing clouds. No longer thunder, no longer rain. When it was time to leave, the teacher said, "Remember, peace is not a place you visit. It's a seed you carry. Wherever you go, water it with patience and it will grow." Luca walked down the mountain lighter than he had climbed it. The valley, the river, even the sky seemed different. But in truth, it was he who had changed. He smiled for the first time in a long while, not because everything was perfect, but because he had learned to be still within himself. And from that day on, whenever life felt heavy, he would close his eyes, take a deep breath, and remember the mountain, the place where he learned to silence the storm within. Peace doesn't come from escaping your thoughts. It comes from understanding them. Sometimes the quietest journeys lead to the loudest transformations. If you learned from this story and want more of these, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share to your loved ones.